chopper, sending debris flying as the two aircraft spiral out of control. Walker buckles himself in. Ethan's helicopter lands on a snowbank, spinning as it slides down the slope. The aircraft tips onto its side and starts to roll. Walker braces himself before his helicopter impacts, coming to a stop in the snow. Ethan's chopper tumbles to the edge of a cliff, lodging against the rocky lip, until he passes out. Ilsa immediately cuts Benji down with the bottle. He rolls onto his back.
Thank you. Time up.
In the back of his helicopter, Walker stirs. As he straightens, the aircraft tips onto its side. Walker hangs onto his seat, and the pilot braces against the ceiling as the chopper rolls down the slope. The pilot is thrown from the aircraft. As Ethan glances around dazedly, he notices the second helicopter coming straight at him and tries to unbuckle his seatbelt. The helicopters collide and both go over the edge of the cliff. They slide vertically down a rock face and come to abrupt stops. A cable with a red hook on the end dangles from Walker's helicopter, wedged a few yards below Ethan's in a narrow crevasse. Ethan's chopper slips further down. It slams into the other aircraft, dislodging a hose that sprays steaming fluid in Walker's face. The trader grabs onto material on the floor and hangs from it. Suspended directly above him, Ethan unbuckles his seatbelt and falls through the other helicopter. He manages to grab onto the detonator strap and dangles from it as the countdown reaches 5 minutes.
I want you just die.
The helicopter plummets down the crevasse, violently jostling the men inside. Ethan bails out, landing face down on a shelf of rock before the aircraft drops out of sight. The cable whips past him and the hook snags on a crack in the rock shelf, anchoring the helicopter as it hangs over the edge above a precipitous drop. At the cell tower bomb,
there's nothing else you can do. Go be with your husband.
Luther.
Go.
Luther stares at Julia fondly, and she caresses his cheek before standing. She glances briefly at the device before shifting her gaze to Luther and backing away.
Benji, where are you?
Okay, Luther, we're inside. Tell us what to do.
You should see the red wire attached to the motherboard.
Yeah.
You need to cut that and the green wire next to it simultaneously.
Okay, ready? Set. Cut.
Lane is tied up on the floor.
I told you, it can't be stopped. There's nothing you can do.
On the shelf of rock, Ethan comes to and finds his hand clutching the detonator's strap, with the device no longer attached. He sweeps his gaze around. He hangs his head for a moment. As he slowly pushes himself up, he sees Walker getting to his feet at the cliff's edge, then spies the detonator a short distance from the trader. Ethan stands, and Walker turns to him, clenching his jaw. He glowers, the right side of his head and ear covered in severe burns, stretching to his scalp. With a limp, Ethan staggers toward him. He punches Walker in the chest, then bends forward, driving him toward the edge of the cliff while stretching his hand toward the detonator. His fingers brush the device. Holding Ethan in a headlock, Walker steers him away from the edge. Ethan punches him in the side, then drives Walker back again. Walker's boot knocks the detonator to the very edge of the cliff. Ethan elbows him in the head and breaks free, then reaches for the detonator. Grabbing him, Walker flips him over his back and onto the rock. As Walker advances, Ethan stands and blocks a punch. The two exchange blows. Ethan elbows Walker over, falling to the ground as well. They stand, and Walker punches Ethan in the stomach. The men grapple. Ethan knees Walker, who drives a fist into Ethan's side, then strikes him in the face. Ethan falls to the ground, the detonator mere feet away. As he reaches for it, Walker grabs him in a chokehold and hauls him up. Ethan struggles, reaching around the back of Walker's head. He leans back and lifts his legs high, then whips them down and crouches, throwing Walker over his shoulder toward the steep drop-off. The trader slides off the edge, but pulls Ethan with him. Ethan grabs the anchored cable before he disappears from sight. A view over the rocky edge shows Ethan clinging to the cable with Walker hanging onto it below him and the dangling chopper at the bottom. The section of rock with the hook caught on it starts to come loose. As Ethan grabs the top of the cliff, Walker yanks on his leg. Ethan's fingers touch the detonator. The rock breaks away and the hook comes loose. As Ethan, Walker, and the chopper plummet, the hook catches on a rock, halting their descent. Clinging to the cable, Ethan glances toward the hook, which trembles as the rock loosens. Ethan stomps repeatedly on Walker's face. The traitor slides further down the cable, away from Ethan, but catches himself. Finding handholds in the cliff's face, Ethan releases the cable and starts to climb up. An aerial view shows him and Walker as specks on the towering wall of rock. With blood along the side of his head, Ethan glances down and sees Walker climbing after him. The hook slips off the rock, but catches again on another crack. Standing on a narrow ledge, Ethan gazes upward, then glances at Walker. The rock under the hook starts to lift. Ethan yanks on the cable, tearing the rock away, then presses his back against the cliff. Walker watches as the hook plunges right at his face. It lodges in his forehead, and he is pulled backwards, dropping into the ravine along with the helicopter in a billow of fire and smoke. His chest heaving, Ethan lifts his gaze to the cliff's edge. As he turns and starts to climb the sheer rock, the view of him widens to include a section of cliff towering nearby and a glimpse of the river far below. Meanwhile, the countdown clock on the bomb with Benji and Ilsa hits 50 seconds.
Benji, listen. Turn the screw counterclockwise.
Yep.
Lane struggles on the floor.
Remove that panel and you'll see the power and ground wires for the fuse.
Got it.
When the time comes, cut the green wire. Do not cut it yet.
Okay. We copy.
On the cliff's face, Ethan stretches to reach another handhold.
Ethan, if you can hear me, we're ready to make the cut. Ethan, come in.
Benji, how do we know if he's got the key?
He'll get it.
Yeah, but how do we know?
He'll get it done.
Less than 10 feet from the top, Ethan stares up at the detonator. Luther's clock hits 14 seconds.
We're out of time. We just have to hope he has it.
Okay, we're ready.
At 2 seconds, we cut.
Wait, 2, why not 1?
You want to cut it that close?
What if the second we'll never get back?
Wait, can we make a decision on this?
All right,
okay?
we'll do it on 1.
Counting on 1?
Yes, 1. All right, stand by.
He poises his clippers around the wire.
2.
1.
Luther and Benji, his eyes closed tightly, each cut their wire, and white light fills the view.